She pressed every button in the elevator, and then she vanished. The footage is barely 2 minutes long, but it's enough to haunt the internet for over a decade. Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, checked into the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles in January 2013. A place already rotting with stories, suicides, murders, serial killers. The kind of building that feels wrong the moment you walk through the lobby. She was supposed to be traveling alone, exploring, writing blog posts about bookstores and adventure. Instead, her last recorded moment is a blurry elevator camera, timestamp glitching like even time didn't want to remember. She steps inside, wearing a red sweater, presses every button like she's hiding from someone. The doors won't close. She peeks out, moves back, then her hands start moving, strange, almost hypnotic gestures like she's arguing with something invisible. Her expression changes from nervous to terrified, and then she steps out. The doors close. She never comes back. For days, guests at the Cecil complain about the water, low pressure, dark color, foul taste. A maintenance worker climbs to the roof to check the tanks. He opens the hatch, and there she is, floating. Elisa Lam's naked body is inside the hotel's water tank, her clothes drifting nearby like dead fish. The hatch was too heavy for one person to close from inside, and yet it was sealed. Police rule it an accidental drowning. But that makes no sense. To reach that tank, she would have had to pass locked doors, motion alarms, and a ladder barely stable enough for a maintenance worker. No sign of struggle, no drugs in her system, no suicide note. And the weirdest detail, the elevator footage. Because when experts reviewed it, they noticed something else. The timestamps skip. The door delay lasts far longer than it should, and according to one investigator, a shadow appears behind her reflection for a single frame, a shape that shouldn't be there. Internet detectives tore the case apart for years. Some said she was chased, some blamed the supernatural, others mentioned her bipolar disorder, claiming she suffered a manic episode. But even if that were true, how did she get that hatch closed from the inside? The Cecil Hotel became a tourist stop for morbid curiosity. Guests took selfies near the elevator, whispering that at 2:59 a.m., you can still hear the ding of a button press, even when the power is off. Her parents flew home with only her luggage. Her red sweater folded neatly on top, a sweater that now sits in evidence storage, still damp from the tank. And the final twist, the one that crawls under your skin. A tuberculosis outbreak broke out near the hotel that same week. The test used to track it? It was named Lam Elisa. Coincidence? Maybe. But it's the kind of coincidence that feels too cruel to be random. The last entry on her blog is a single line. No image, no context, just words, restless dreams. They said she drowned in the water tank, but sometimes when the cameras in that elevator glitch, you can still see a red sleeve reach out and press every button. He was 12 when he vanished and 13 when he came home. But the boy who walked through that door wasn't Nicholas Barclay. June 1994, San Antonio, Texas. A hot afternoon thick with cicadas and gasoline. Nicholas, a loud, mischievous kid, grabs his basketball and tells his mom he's heading to the park. He never comes back. Police search, family prays, weeks turn into months, hope drains, like color from a photograph. Then, 3 years later, a phone call. A boy matching Nicholas's description has been found in Spain. Spain? The family can't even process it. How could a missing Texas kid end up on another continent? But when the boy steps off the plane, Nicholas's mother collapses. The hair's darker, the eyes brown instead of blue, but the voice trembles in a way that makes her believe. He hugs her like he's terrified to let go. "Mom," he whispers, "I'm home." Everyone wants to believe miracles. The media swarms the house, neighbors bake pies, the police call it a victory. But something feels wrong. He's quieter, keeps his sleeves long, sleeps with the lights on. He claims his kidnappers beat him, dyed his hair, changed his eye color with chemicals. His story twists through every question. He says the men hurt him when he tried to speak English, so he sometimes slips into French by accident. He doesn't remember the park, doesn't remember his old friends, but when his sister cries, he hugs her like he studied her grief for years. A private investigator visits the family, suspicious. He brings a photo of the real Nicholas. Bright eyes, wide grin, crooked tooth. He studies the boy sitting across from him. The resemblance is there, but so is something else. Older, sharper, like a man trying to wear a child's skin. Then the moment of fracture. The investigator says quietly, "Can I see your ears?" The boy hesitates, turns pale, because Nicholas had a distinct gap in his right ear cartilage. This boy doesn't. A fingerprint test later confirms it. The truth detonates like a bomb. He's not Nicholas Barclay. He's Frédéric Bourdon, a 23-year-old French con artist. He admits everything. How he'd seen the missing poster, how he pretended to be the lost boy, how he convinced the US Embassy, the FBI, and even Nicholas's family. He says he did it for love, for shelter, for a name. But there's a crack in his story that never closed. When asked why the family believed him, despite the obvious differences, he said something that froze the room. Because they wanted me to be Nicholas, more than they wanted the truth. And that's when the case twists from bizarre to horrifying. Because after Frédéric's arrest, police reopened Nicholas's original disappearance, and what they found, or rather didn't find, made everything worse. There was no evidence of an abduction, no clear suspect, no new leads, but rumors started to ripple through the neighborhood. That maybe the family hadn't been fooled at all, that maybe they had something to hide, something they buried years ago. And here's the part nobody likes to talk about. During the final interview, Frédéric looks straight into the camera, eyes wide, trembling, almost pleading, and says something that froze the room. They accepted me because they knew Nicholas would never come back. He smiles after saying it. A small, terrified smile. So what happened to the real Nicholas Barclay? No body, no trace. Just a family photo on a mantle and a stranger who wore his face. And the tiniest, coldest what if of all. What if Frédéric wasn't lying about everything? What if someone in that house already knew the truth long before the impostor arrived? Because when the police finally left that night, a neighbor reported seeing a light flicker in Nicholas's old bedroom, the room that had been empty for 3 years. He was last seen sprinting barefoot into the woods behind an airport, and what happened next still haunts the entire world. The footage is only a few seconds long, but once you've seen it, you can't forget it. 8 July 2014, Lars Mittank, a young man from Germany, runs like something invisible is tearing after him. He leaves his passport, wallet, phone, everything that ties him to safety, and vanishes into the trees. A week earlier, he'd been on vacation in Bulgaria with friends. Just a normal trip. Cheap beer, beach parties, football arguments. Until one night, a small bar fight broke out. A punch. A ruptured eardrum. The doctor said he shouldn't fly. His friends went home without him. From that moment, Lars started to unravel. The hotel staff said he barely slept. He kept pacing, whispering into his phone. His mother remembers the calls, frantic, broken. He told her, "They're following me, cancel my cards." His voice shook, like someone hiding from a nightmare only he could see. He asked about antibiotics as if he thought the pills were poisoned. Then, one night, barefoot and trembling, he told the hotel clerk that 4 men were watching him through the window. No one saw them, but him. By the morning, he checked out and headed for the airport, alone. Security cameras caught him walking through the terminal, clutching his bag, eyes darting. He spoke to a doctor in the airport clinic, nodding politely, but something behind his eyes looked wrong. Too alert, too afraid. Then it happens. He stands, mutters something, and bolts. He crashes through the automatic doors, into the parking lot, the sun glaring on the pavement. Staff shout after him, but he doesn't stop. He climbs a fence, runs across a field, vanishes into the forest beyond the runway, leaving every single belonging behind. No one ever saw him again. Search teams scoured those woods for weeks. Helicopters, dogs, volunteers, but there was no trace, no torn clothes, no blood, no footprints leading out.
just silence, like the forest had swallowed him whole. His mother still refuses to believe he went mad. She said, "He wasn't crazy, he was scared." And somehow that's worse, because it means maybe there was something out there, something he saw that the rest of us didn't. And here's the part that keeps people awake at night. When investigators slowed down the footage just before Lars bolts, a man in a red jacket appears near the door. A blurry figure. You can't make out the face. Some say it's nothing, just a random traveler. Others swear that's who Lars was running from. To this day, his belongings sit unclaimed, his passport still valid, his bank account untouched. Every year new sightings pop up, a barefoot man on a roadside, a stranger wandering gas stations, but none ever lead anywhere. And then one airport guard, the last person to review the footage, left a single note in his report. Just 8 words. He ran like a man being chased. By what? No one knows. But whatever it was, it followed him into the trees, and it never came back out.